Hello and welcome techies. I'm Sambhav here. This is the second part of Order by in SQL and the third video. So in today's session, we are going to talk about the following topics. Today we'll discuss about order by numeric columns, ordering data by character columns. We'll also try to understand what is a hierarchy of character values in terms of ordering. We will talk about ordering character columns as numeric columns. We'll have some practical demo sessions, and after that, we will have some assignment questions for you to try on. So, in the previous video, we have talked about what an order by is and how do they work, how do they help us in organizing our data set. So we know that it helps us to sort the data in ascending or descending order, and the default option is ascending, and we have already seen the syntax. In case you have not seen my previous video on SQL, please go ahead and check them out. I will leave the link in the description for you. So let's get started with today's topic. So in today's session, first topic is ordering data based on numeric columns. So as you know, when we create a table, whenever we have a table in SQL, each column is associated with different data types, right? Like it could be a date column, it could be numeric column, it could be character column. So today we are going to talk about how order by basically works when it comes to numeric column. Ordering data based on numeric column is pretty straightforward. So as you know that order by sorts the data in ascending or descending order. So when it comes to ascending order, the data is sorted from smallest value to the highest value. Similarly, when it comes to descending order, the value is sorted, the table is sorted based on highest value to smallest value, right? So let's look at a simple example. Let's say select star from, we have a table called as customer order, and let's execute this query to see the data. So this is our data where we have customer ID, customer name, gender, product category, product name, and price. So as you can see, price here is a numeric column. So what will happen if I sort the entire table based on this numeric column? So as you know, I have brought the screenshot of this data over here. So as you know that this is a price column which is numeric. So when we sort the data in the numeric column, now there are two ways of sorting. Either I can sort the data in the ascending order or I can sort the data in the descending order. So when we sort the data in the ascending order, the smallest value will be on the top. So in this case, if I look at my price column, the smallest value is is 150, right? Sorry, 150. Now I am talking about ascending order. So let's say I'm just writing the short form, the keyword basically which we use here in SQL. So 150. Then if we look at the data set, then the next highest value would be 400, followed by 500, followed by 700, and so on. So this is an ascending format, right? And finally it will boil down to the higher values like 21,000, 23,000, and finally it will reach the value of 25,000 approximately. Yes. So this is a highest value. So this is a way how the data is being treated when the data is being basically sorted. When we sort the data in the ascending order, it goes from smallest value to the highest value. Similarly, if we talk about descending order, so suppose I want to sort the same data in the descending order. So what will happen? The highest value will be on the top. Let's say 25,000 will be on the top, followed by 23,000. My bad, it is 25,000, 23,000, and then it is 21,000, and so on and so forth, right? And finally it will boil down to 400, and then finally 150. So this is how the descending works. So ascending is nothing but organizing the data, the entire table, based on a particular column, starting from smallest value and goes up to the highest value. Whereas descending is vice versa, where the first data on the top you will say the highest value, and then slowly it reduces to the lowest value. So this is ascending and descending, very simple. We can say this is a very simple sorting which is being performed here. So let's look at few questions which can help us sorting the data. So let's try solving these 4 questions for ourselves. So the first question says, sort the customer order table in the ascending order of their price. So it means that ascending order means the smallest value on the top and the lowest value at the bottom. So let's say select star from customer order, and then we can give the order by clause, and we will specify the column, let's say price, right? Now if I execute this, you will notice the data is being sorted in the ascending order. So we get 150, 400, 500, 700, and at the end you see it is 21,000, 23,000, 25,000, what we discussed as an ascending. Now we have also discussed that ascending is the default option, so we do not have to use the ascending keyword. But in case if you want to use the keyword, there is no problem. Let's say for example, I am trying to sort the data in the ascending order, so the keyword is ASC. So if I execute this, it will give me the same result, the smallest value on the top and the lowest value at the bottom. Now let's go to the next question. The next question says, sort the film table in the descending order of their length. Let's have a look at the film table. Select star from film. So let me execute this query and show you the table. So this is my film table, and we have a column called as length. As you can see, we have a column called as length here. So we need to sort the data in the descending order of the length, which means that highest value should be on the top and the lowest value at the bottom. That means it goes from higher to lower. So all we have to do is select, we'll use star to return all the columns from the table from which we want to fetch the data. Select star from film, and then we will use the order by clause and we'll specify the column name. So here we want to do it based on length, and then we will say DESC. DESC is the keyword which we use to sort the data in descending orders. So let's execute this and check out the result. So as you can see here, the length, the highest value of length is 185. Now if I scroll down slowly, you will see the values reducing, 182, 181, and slowly it goes to 180, 79, 178, 177, 76, 174. So you see the value is decreasing, right? Now let's get into the third question. Sort the film table in the descending order of the replacement cost. So we have something called as replacement cost. Now here also we need to sort the data in the descending order. That means the highest replacement cost should be on the top and the lowest replacement value at the bottom. So let's select star. Now you would notice that most of the time I use star here just so that I can pull up all the columns. But if you want, you can select few columns. Let's say for example, this time let me select few columns for you. So let's say film ID and title. Let's say film underscore ID comma, let's say title comma, let's take length comma, and then you can see we have, let's use, and then let's take replacement cost, replacement underscore cost, right? And then we'll specify the table name. So this is from film table, and then we will use order by replacement cost, right? Because that's a column based on which we want to sort the data. Now let me execute this query, and you see the data is being sorted based on this particular replacement cost in the ascending order. So since we need it in the descending order, so we'll have to instruct SQL that hey, this is supposed to be descending, so let's use the keyword descending, and this will definitely sort the data in the descending order. As you can see, the highest value, the highest replacement cost of 29.99 is on the top, followed by reducing values like 28.99, 27.99, and so on and so forth, right? Now you might notice here there is a color which has been added, right, for the length. The reason is length is also a function in SQL. That's why it has come. So all the keywords which you are using here, you see there is a different color scheme. Select, from, order by, DESC. Similarly, length is also a function. Basically, you can say it's a keyword. That's why it is coming in a different color. Apart from that, length here is also acting as a column name, right? Now let's solve the last question, which says arrange the customer order table in the descending order of the customer ID. Okay, so let me pull up my customer order, select star from customer underscore order. Right now, if I execute this, you will see the customer id is in here, the first column. So it says in the ascending order of the customer id. So let's sort the data, select star from customer underscore order by simple customer id. So what am I doing? I'm selecting all the columns from customer order table. I'm using order by and then customer id. Now since this is an ascending order, so I don't have to specify the keyword ascending, as we know that this is a default option. So let's execute the query. So now your expected result would be like 5. 5 is the smallest value, followed by 8, and then 9, right? Then followed by 11, and so on and so forth, right? So 11 is here, then followed by 22, and so on and so forth, right? Since because this is an ascending order, so smallest value in this column is 5 and 8. But surprisingly, SQL is going to give me a very, very different result. See? It has given me 11, 110, 111, and so on and so forth. And you see 589 is at the bottom. Now, why is this? Why is that the SQL is not sorting my customer order table properly based on the customer ID? The reason is because the customer ID, if you look at this very carefully, customer ID, the data type of customer ID is character varying, varchar, right? So SQL definitely works in a very different way when it comes to sorting the data based on character columns. So the reason why you're not able to see an expected result here is only because customer ID is treated to be as a character column. So it is not treated to be as a numeric column, and hence it is not sorted as numeric values as expected. Now let us see, in the next section we are going to solve this problem. So what should we do in order to solve these kind of problems? So let's get into the next topic, which is order by character column. Now guys, character column sorting data based on the character column appears very easy and simple, but there are a lot of secrets in it. So let us try to unfold them. So basic sorting based on character columns, as we already know, that the character columns are sorted alphabetically. That means when it comes to ascending, the values will be sorted, from A to Z or Z to A and so on and so forth. For descending values, we all know that. Let's say, for example, in this case, if we talk about, product category, so electronics would be on the top and followed by G and so on and so forth. Correct? So that is a basic sorting which is done on alphabetical or on alphabetical orders. Ascending is from A to Z and descending is from Z to A. Now let us try doing few of the examples here, which will help us get clarity. So let me paste all the questions over here and let me execute it. Now the question says, sort the film table in the descending order of the title. You don't worry about this question. We will sort this. We will handle this, right? The way we want to sort, we will handle that. So let's focus on this question at this point of time. So sort the film table in the descending order of their title, right? So let me pull up my film table, select star from film, and let's execute it. So this is my film table, and the question says sort the film table in the descending order of their title. Now you notice the title is a character column, right? We have not discussed about the different data types in SQL. Those topics are our upcoming topics, right? So select star from film. Gives me the result of all the columns like film, title, description, and all the stuff. But here we are mostly focused on sorting this film table based on the descending order of the title. So let's do it. Select star from film, and then we'll say order by title. And we'll have to use the keyword descend, DESC, because that is what is being asked in the question, descending. And you see, we have got Zoroark, Zoolander Fiction, and so on and so forth. So starting from Z, goes to W, and slowly W, V, U, and it will slowly boil down to whatever the first smallest value in this is, maybe up to A or B or C, whatever it is, right? Next question is sort the customer order in the ascending order of product category. So let's pull this up. Select star from customer order, and let's execute this. This is a small table. So here we are supposed to sort the data based on the product category and in the ascending order, right? So let's do it simple. Select star from customer order, and then we'll say order by product category, right? And let me execute it. Since it is asking ascending order, so it is not mandatory for me to use the keyword ascending. So if you see here, my data is sorted based on the product category. So you notice here electronics, and then comes G, garment, then sports, S, right? That is how my sorting works. The next question says, sort the customer order table in the ascending order of the gender. So this is my gender column. Now this is a very interesting part here. Now as you can see here, the gender column, which is a character column, contains two types of values fundamentally, female and male, right? Female and male. But you see here, there are few null values, few missing values. We have male in lowercase, female is also denoted by F, male is also denoted by M. So there are different types of values here, right? Let me show you this part. So just a moment. So if I look at my gender column, so though we have only two values basically, which is female and male, but they're denoted in different ways. For example, female is denoted as female, F, female, right? Then we talk about male, so it is male, M, male. You can notice here all these values. So there are, like, I mean, how is this going to be handled, or what will happen if I sort the data in ascending or descending order? How is it going to work? So let's have a look at it. So if I say select star from customer order, and if I say order by, let's say gender, right? Now here I mean to say in the ascending order. I want all my, ascending order means lowest value to highest value, means if you look at it, then female values will appear together. That's what an expected answer is, followed by male. That's how ordering should be done, right? But you will see a surprising result. Let me execute this and you will see there is a surprising result. So the first two rows are having missing values. Then it is FF, then it becomes female. Then we have male values. Again we have female values. Now what is the reason behind it? Why is SQL behaving like this? Now see, whenever we sort the data based on character column, SQL follows a specific order. There is a hierarchy of order by for character columns. What is a hierarchy? The missing values are treated to be the smallest value. Now guys, missing values is this one, right? Don't get confused with null values. It is like white space character here. It is not null. It is a missing value. So that's what I'm referring to. So missing values are treated to be the smallest value. After that, it may have numbers. Means, for example, let's say in some of the columns you might have noticed that the character columns could have also, numbers including, let's say 1 sports, 2 electronics, 3 sports, or 4, 5, 6 sports. Especially you would see such kind of values in an address column, which also includes numbers, numeric value along with this. So in those cases, if there are values which contains numbers, they will be followed after that. then comes the uppercase letters or the capital letters. So that's why you see all the female. So what it is doing here is it is pulling up all the capital letter first, F, 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 M, M, M. So you see, then it pulls up all the uppercase values, right? Then it goes to the lowercase, and then finally null. Null are treated to be as the highest value. Null are treated to be as the highest value. Always remember, missing values, that is white character space, they are treated to be as the smallest value, whereas nulls are treated to be as the highest value. So please remember this hierarchy. This is very important. Missing values followed by numbers, and then it will display the capital letters or uppercase values, and then the small letters or the lowercase letters. So that is what it is exactly doing here. If you look at it, so you see there are missing values. So now since they do not have any numbers, so we any value containing numbers, so we do not see them, followed by all uppercase values, female, 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 male, 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 right? After that it keeps all your lowercase value, f, f, female and male, right? So this is a reason why you will not be able to get an expected result when you're doing it. But what what if I really want all my female values and male values to be separate? Because you remember in the first video we have discussed, one of the reason why, or one of the good thing about ordering is that it will keep all the alike values together, the similar values or same type of values together, right? Now we have a solution for this. This is, I can say, this is a trick. What you can do is you can say select star from customer order and then order by gender, Gender. Now we know that the problem here is only because of mixed cases. Some are uppercase, some are lowercase. So what we can do is we can convert this entire value, entire column, to some specific cases. Let's say, let me convert it to uppercase. So I will use a function called as upper, and then I will sort the data. Now if I execute this, you see this is the result I'm getting, but you will see all the male values have come together and all the female values have come together. So female, female, female. So you F, 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 female, female, male, male and all. So now it is working. Now it actually works. It is actually giving me the result the way I look at, the way I expected. So this is a kind of a hack or a trick where you can get your all the female values or one type of values together. Now let me do one thing. Let me show you what is actually happening. Select star from customer order and let's say order by, in spite of this, let me pull up some columns so that it will be helpful. So let's say I'm saying customer ID, comma, customer name, comma, gender, and let's say upper of gender, right? And then let me pull up one more column. Let's say product name, right? And let me execute only this much. I'm just going to show you the data. I'm not doing any kind of ordering. So you see here we have gender values, female, female, male, male, and I'm just converting them into uppercase. That means since these values are in mixed cases, I'm converting it into uppercase to maintain the uniformity, so that all of them follow the same casing. They have the same case. Now here I'm saying order by upper of gender, order by upper of gender. Now when I execute this, you see the data is actually sorted based on this upper of gender, upper column, which is nothing but upper. We have converted the gender column as upper column. So this might be helpful to you. This might be helpful to you many times when you're looking for bringing all the female values together and all the male values together. So this is a kind of a hack, and you will use it a lot in your production environment. So the solution for this is you convert that column to one case, upper, or you can also use lower, no problem. It works fine for both of them. So even if I convert everything into lower, you see here. So, oh, I did not convert this part, so let me do it lower. And if I execute this piece, you would see here, I'm converting the entire gender column into lowercase, and still my sorting remains intact the way I want it. That means all the female values to be together and all the male values to be together, right? All right, next, sort the customer order in the descending order of the customer ID. Let me copy these two questions as well. Let me comment them out and let's solve it. Now it says, hey, sort the customer order in the descending order of the customer ID. You remember we tried sorting this in our numeric section when we were trying to sort the data on the numeric section. So let's say select star from, and then we'll say customer ID, customer order, select star from customer order by, we'll say customer ID. Now first let's do it in the ascending order, then we will try to work on it. So as we have discussed that this is not giving a desired result because we wanted 5 to be on the top, because if you look at this value, even though the customer ID is character varying, but it contains numeric value. And when I wanted to sort the data based on customer ID, I wanted the smallest numeric value 5 to be on the top, followed by 8, followed by 9, and then 11, 110, 111, and so on and so forth. But the reason why SQL is not sorting the data in the way I wanted is because the customer ID is a character varying, or it is a character column. That is why it is not giving me the desired result. So in this situation, how can we handle this? What can we do in this situation? One of the solution what you can do here is you can convert the column for this particular, you can convert the data type for this particular column, right? So how can I do it? Select star from customer order, and I can say order by customer ID. Now since I know that customer ID is a character column and not a numeric column, so it will not give me the actual result of sorting, right? It will not give me the actual result, actual result of numeric sorting basically. So what I can do is I will have to convert this to numeric column, right? So what I can use, I can use cast, and then I can say, hey, cast customer ID as, let's say, integer, right? So I know we have not talked about cast and all that. Those things will be coming up in we'll discuss casting and all those things in upcoming videos. But for the time being, I'm giving a short description that cast is used to convert the data type. So how do we do it? We use a cast, and in the bracket we specify which column, we specify the column name, use the keyword as, and what is the target data type. So in this case we want to convert it into integer, right? And then let's sort the data. Now you will notice here it is returning the result in my, I mean the way I wanted, 5, 8, 9, 11, and so on and so forth. And you see 230, 110, and 1111, right? So in certain situations, you know, you will face in real time when you're working with your project or something. So you will see, you know, by mistake they might have defined some columns as character columns, but they are containing numeric values. But when you sort them, it will not give you, or when you order by, it will not give you desired result. So in those situations, you will have to do a typecasting, right? That means you'll have to convert the data type and so on and so forth. Now let's look at this particular question. Sort the film table in the ascending order of the rating. So let me bring up this film table. Now this is my film table and it has got rating column. Now let me first show you unique values of this. Select distinct. So distinct is basically a function used to find the unique values from fill, right? So if I look at this value, if I look at this, so the rating has these values: R, NC 17, G, PG, and PG 13, right? So this is a value, right? Let me copy this, or so let me, yeah, let me copy this so that I can show this to you. And let me delete this part, we don't need it anymore. So now if I have to sort this data, suppose in ascending order or descending order, let's say for example in ascending order itself, so let's say I'm sorting the data in ascending order, so what would be my result? So in this case, G is the smallest value, followed by NC17, NC-17. Then we will have PG. Then we will have PG13, right? And then finally we will have R, right? So if I sort this data rate based on the rating column, my expected result is this, right? My expected result is G, NC17, PG, PG13 and R, right? Now let's sort this data and check it out. Let's say select star from film, and then I'll say order by rating, right? Now let's execute it and let's look at the result. Okay, so I can see that the first value is G as per my expectation, I'm sorry. So the first value is G, then I'm expecting NC17. So let's check it out, G, and then again I'm scrolling down. Okay, so now it is giving me PG. So it is not giving me the desired result. So what result I am getting, I'm just writing it down here. So the result what, I'm sorry, the result what we have got, I'm just writing it down so that we can compare it with the actual value, what is expected value and what is the result we are getting. So the first value was G, then the second value is PG, then let's see what is the next value. Now guys, you need to understand this. This is really very important. Sometimes you face all these problems in the real time when you're working on your project, then it is, right? So then it is PG13, and then we have, let's see, what is the next value? PG13, how many values we already have? 1, 2, 3, so it is, okay. So then we have R, right? Then we have R, and after R only we will be getting NC17. So actually I'm expecting an ascending order to be as G, NC17, PG, PG13 and R. But the result what I am getting is G, PG, PG13, which is not a correct ordering, Now what is the reason behind it? Again, the reason is the data type. If you look at the data type of rating, it is MPAA rating. We'll talk about all these data type in our upcoming videos, so nothing to worry about it. So we know that this is not the proper order by, this is not the proper sorting of the data based on the rating column, and the reason is because of the data type. So how do we handle it? Of course we'll handle it in the same way, by changing the data type, that is by using a cast. We are type casting, right? So let's say select star from film, and I'll say order by rating. Now we need to change the data type for rating, so I will use cast and I'll put this in bracket and I'll say as varchar, right? Now what I'm doing, I am saying, hey SQL, listen, I know that rating is not a character data type, but now I want you to treat it as a character data type. See, I have done cast, convert the rating column as what? A varchar, a character column. We'll talk about this different data types in detail in our upcoming classes. So now if I execute, it should give me the expected result. So you see the first value is G, and then sorry, after G we are expecting NC17, PG, PG13 and R. Let's check it out. So G we have got, and after G we are expecting NC17. Let's see if I get it. Yes, of course, we have got it, NC 17. And after NC 17, we are expecting PG and then PG 13. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, we got it. Now the data looks good. Now it actually looks like it is being sorted on the alphabetical order, right? And then it should be PG 13. And finally, if I scroll down a little more, you would be able to see values for R as well, which is the last value. See R. So you see now we are able to get the data as get the result as we expected. So guys, whenever you are sorting the data based on character column, you must be mindful about the data types, right? You must be mindful about the cases, whether the value is in uppercase, lowercase, it is mixed. You must remember all those things. So also remember this hierarchy, which is important. The missing values will be treated as the smallest value, so they will be on the top. Then we will have values, alphanumeric values or numbers, whatever you say, right? Then we will have uppercase values followed by lowercase, and null value will be treated at the as the highest value, so you will always see them at the bottom, right? So these are the things we have discussed, character order by for character columns. I have given few assignment questions. Please try all these questions. In case if you have questions or anything, please feel free to ask me. Now, since we are working on a specific data set, so what I'm saying is, right, in case you have any questions, or if you want to get this data available for you in your system, please feel free to post your questions in the comment section. I'll help you uploading this data for you. Now, so please try solving all these assignment questions. This will be really helpful. This will be a practice session for you. And if you want to continue learning SQL or Python or data science or machine learning or AI with me, please like and subscribe my channel. Also hit the bell icon to receive notifications from my upcoming video. Thank you so much for your time and patience. I hope you enjoyed learning this session.